The rise and fall of the Mughal Empire. A glorious legacy lost in time in the annals of world history. Few empires rose with such majesty and fell with such tragedy as the Mughal Empire, a dynasty that painted the Indian subcontinent with strokes of glory, its culture and conquest, and yet faded into the sands of time, broken by betrayal, invasions, and internal decay. This is the epic saga of the Mughals, story of emperors and poets, of palaces and battlefields, of wisdom and bloodshed. A story that begins in Central Asia, and ends in the shadows of British rule. Let us travel back to where it all began, the foundation, Babur's dream. The story begins in 1526, when a young Central Asian prince named Zahiruddin Muhammad Babur, a descendant of both Timur and Genghis Khan, marched into the plains of India. Driven by ambition and displaced from his ancestral lands, Babur crossed the Khyber Pass and clashed with the mighty Ibrahim Lodi at the First Battle of Panipat. With fewer troops but superior strategy, Babur's use of cannons and mobile cavalry led to a stunning victory, and thus the foundation of the Mughal Empire was laid. But Babur's rule was short-lived. He died in 1530, passing the crown to his son, Humayun, a dreamer unfit for war. Exile and return. Humayun and Akbar Humayun's reign was marked by instability. In 1540, the Afghan warlord Sher Shah Suri defeated him, forcing Humayun into exile in Persia for over 15 years. But fate had a twist. With Persian help and unwavering determination, Humayun reclaimed Delhi in 1555, only to die from a tragic fall down the steps of his library just months later. His son, however, would change history. Akbar the Great, just 13 years old, became emperor in 1556. At the Second Battle of Panipat, he crushed the last Afghan resistance. Over the next 5 decades, Akbar would become a legendary ruler, not just for his military conquests, but for his administrative genius, religious tolerance, and cultural patronage. He abolished the jizya tax on non-Muslims, invited scholars from every faith, and even attempted to create a syncretic religion, Din-e-Ilahi. Under Akbar, the Mughal Empire became the most powerful empire in the world, stretching from Afghanistan to Bengal, Kashmir to the Deccan. The Golden Age. Jahangir and Shah Jahan. Akbar's son Jahangir, a patron of the arts, ruled from 1605 to 1627. His reign saw the rise of Persian influence, the expansion of Mughal painting, and the arrival of the first British envoys, such as Sir Thomas Roe. But it was Jahangir's son, Shah Jahan, who had etched the Mughal name in marble. Shah Jahan ruled from 1628 to 1658, and his reign is considered the architectural zenith of the empire. He built the Taj Mahal in memory of his beloved wife, Mumtaz Mahal, an eternal symbol of love. He also commissioned the Red Fort Jama Masjid and Shalimar Gardens. But opulence came at a cost. The empire was now rich, but increasingly burdened with extravagant spending and court rivalries. Then came the storm. The iron fist of Aurangzeb. Aurangzeb Shah, Jahan's son, seized the throne by imprisoning his father and executing his brothers in a brutal civil war, ruling from 1658 to 1707. Aurangzeb expanded the empire to its largest territorial extent, conquering almost all of India. But he ruled with orthodox Islamic law, reversed policies of tolerance, and imposed jizya once more. His long wars in the Deccan bled the treasury dry, and his persecution of Sikhs, Marathas, and Rajputs sowed seeds of rebellion. Aurangzeb died at the age of 89, leaving behind a fragile empire, overextended, overtaxed, and divided. The fall, invasions, betrayals, and British domination after Aurangzeb, the empire rapidly crumbled. Weak rulers followed, fighting among themselves as regional powers rose. The Marathas in the west, Sikhs in the north, and British in the east. Nader Shah of Persia invaded Delhi and looted it mercilessly, stealing the Peacock Throne and Kohinoor Diamond. Later came the Afghans under Ahmad Shah Abdali, who further weakened the empire. By the mid-1700s, the Mughal emperors were mere puppets, holding court in Delhi, but ruling nothing. Then came the British East India Company, not as conquerors at first, but as traders. They exploited the chaos, defeated regional rulers, and used divide and rule to control India. In 1857, the last Mughal emperor, Bahadur Shah Zafar, became the symbolic leader of the First War of Independence, the Sepoy Mutiny. But after its failure, the British crushed the rebellion and exiled Zafar to Rangoon. The once mighty Mughal Empire is no more. Reflections on a Lost Glory, the story of the Mughal Empire is a story of splendor and sorrow. From Babur's charge at Panipat, to Akbar's wisdom, to Shah Jahan's marbled dreams, and finally, to Aurangzeb's fatal ambition. It is a tale of brilliance and blind spots. They gave the world timeless art, architecture, literature, and a complex legacy of faith and governance. But they also ignored the signs of change, failed to reform with time, and ultimately became prisoners of their own grandeur. The mules rose on the strength of unity and fell in the shadows of division. If you found this journey through history fascinating, then don't let it end here. Like this video to support historical storytelling. Comment below. Who is the greatest Mughal ruler in your eyes, and why? Subscribe to our channel for more epic true stories from the pages of history. And hit the bell icon, so you never miss a story that shaped the world. Because history isn't just about the past. It's a mirror to our future.